Hey, hi, my name is Ragujan and I'm going to explain about custom tags. What is custom tags? So, custom tags are developed by the users or the developers that can be used in the JSP page as tags. So, you can customize the functionalities how you want with the provided Java classes that they have provided. Um, so that's how you customize the tags, and you can use it in the in your JSP in your web application. So to implement, uh, first of all, you have to define the tag and the functionalities. To do that, you have to create a class which extends the tag support class. So let's go into the tag support class. So this is the this is the class that I'm gonna use. Let me show you another one here. So this is the testing one class that I used. So it extends the tag support class. And to work with mainly to work with to create the functions to functionalities, to define the functionalities, you need to override the do start tag method, which returns int value. Uh, this is this is a constant value which it returns int value, which is the value is 0 in this case. If you can see, it says 0 is the value. And yeah, so the do start tag. And other than the beside the do start tag, there is another two methods you need to understand: the do after body and the do end tag. So the do end tag is to work with to define a customer to work with the end of the tag of that tag, and this is to work inside the body of that tag. And yeah, so that's all you need to know. And also you have to know these constant values. And the constant values, the eval body include, skip body, eval body again, eval page. So yeah, so let's talk about it. So let's go inside these the classes. First of all, so the tag support, which implements two phases, serializable and iteration tag. And you can see it has these methods: do start, do end, do after body. So let's go inside the iteration tag. So inside this way, the eval body again and the do after body has been declared. Uh, and yeah, so eval body again, the value is 2, and do after body method. So let's go inside the tag to see what other about the other methods, the two methods. So this is where the other two methods are: declare the do start tag and do end tag, and also the other const values, the skip body, eval body include, skip page, eval page. So yeah, so that's how it goes. So to work with, so this one I created this tag that is the testing one tag class, which I um, created to show a full name. So when a person said the first name and the last name, uh, so when the person said the first name and last name, it will show the full name. So this is what the output would look like. So we have provided the full name and the last name to the testing on DSP, and we use the tag called full name. So it printed out the full name, right? The Marshall Mailer. So you may ask, what is this? The prefix, and this is what is full name in the tag. So I have to do that to after creating the class. Let's say this is the one. So I set two getter methods to setter methods. The first name to set the first name and last name, and in the do start tag it will print out the first name and last name combined with the your full name is this name first the, and combined with the first name and last name. And then now you have created the class. then what you have to do is you have to create the tag library descriptor. So to work to show the tag library descriptor, you have to go to the webinf directory, and you have to create a directory inside the webinf called TLDS. Then you have to create the file TLD file, which is you can put any name. I put my descriptor.tld, and here you can see to identify the file, you have to put a specific URI. So in this case, I put http slash and mycompany.com. So that's what I used here to identify the tag library and use the prefix as CST. And then what I did was I created some tags, tag loop, tag unknown, tag full name. So this is the full name that I used this is the tag name, full name. So that's why I here use the full name tag name as the tag name. So to identify the full name, you have to provide the tag name. Then I let know which is the class, in this case testing one, and you have to set two attributes because for the first name you need an attribute, and also this last name you need an attribute. And here I set it to required true, which means you cannot leave you cannot set you cannot leave without setting the attribute. So if you create this tag, you have to define you have to set the values to these two attributes, the f name and last name, because you can see I set required true to all these two attributes. So the first name and also last name and also has to be uh, the attribute has to be value has to be set to these two attributes. So that's what I did here. Now let's take a look at the other examples. um, Let me redeploy, and let's go to the testing 2. So testing2.jsp, and you can see printed out hey 20 times, and bro 20 times. So let me explain the code real quick. So you can see uh, I set the prefix as x, and I use the tag name called test2, and it has a very attribute called count, and you can set values to this count. So I set 20 as the count, and also to this one also 20 as a count. So it printed out 20 times the h1 tag inside this test2 tag, right? And that's the whole scenario. And I called it another time, and also and I put h1 and inside the bro, so it printed out bro 20 times. So if I go here, let's go to test2 tag, which has the name as test2, and the class is testing2, and the attribute is name. The attribute name is count, which I said earlier, and you must set the value to the count, and also use I set rtext tr value, which means you can set ELs, and you can set expressions. Instead, you can set the value to expressions and ELs. So that's for the case for the rtext tr value. If you set false, or if you don't define, if you didn't set, or if you set it to false, the default will be you cannot set ELs uh, and expression. So that's how it goes. So let's go inside the testing2 class, which was the tag for implementing the testing2 what was the name, test2 tag. So here um, there are two instance variables, start and count, int. So I set a setter to the count, which we will set from the outside, and start will remain inside for the inside here. Inside the class, we want let the user to decide the start value, And whenever it starts, whenever the do start method start, the start will be set to 0, and then what happens is I return the eval body include, which means eval body include means after the calling the do start tag, start of the tag, go inside the start, go inside the body of the tag. So that's what we need. So this is the body of the tag. So go inside the body of the tag. If you don't set to eval body include, you instead of that, if you set to skip body, it won't go inside the body of the tag. It will skip the body and it will go to do in the end of the tag. So that's what the use case of eval body include. Then what happens is after that, when it comes to the body, inside the body, this will be this function will be work. This function will be run, uh, and this function will run, and you can see the start is implemented, and it will constantly check either or not the count is the start value of start is greater than or equal to count. If it means, if let's say we set to 20, it means if it's come to 20, it will skip the body. That's what usually, that's what the case here. If it's not, recall the method and do iterate over loop over again and again. So that's what the case. So eval body again, which means do it again and again. So if I didn't set a condition like this, and just try to do this, what happens is it will constantly print out the whole print out again and again the h1 tags that I set here, and at a point it will the browser eventually stop the process. So yeah, so that's what the case. And after that, the end of the tag. So in the end of the tag, I said after the end of the tag, go to eval the page. So this means go to the page. So then what happens is to go to the page, and this is the page, the end of the tag, and here we have another tag, so work on that. If I set to eval page skip something, let me see what is the option. um, let me see. Skip page. So skip page, if I set to skip page, this one will print, this one will be printed out, the h1 a will be printed out, but the row won't be printed out. So and let's go and see, is it true. So you can see it only printed out hey, but it didn't print it out row. So that's the use case. So that's the use case of using the of the uh, what was that this constant skip page. So yeah, so that's how it goes. So so for the summary, inside the do start tag, you can put eval body include, which is inside the tag, and you have do start tag, which inside this do start tag you can use the skip body, which means do not visit the tag body of the body of the tag and skip the body of the tag. And inside the do after all, you can use eval body again. It means revisit the tag of the body again and again. And if you set the skip body, which is same, skip the body, you can inside the do and tag you can use the skip page, which will skip entire page after the end of the tag, and no more reusability. So yeah, so that's how it goes. That's pretty much for the video. uh, Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.